2017, the Michelin Le Mans Cup visited some of Europe's greatest racetracks. After the series made its debut last year, in 2017 it returned with more cars and a whole new look as the competition continued to grow.
We extend the grid this year. We still have a grid of GT3 on the track because it makes sense for the long-term strategy for the team who wants to rejoin the GT. Last year we discovered that on Europe we have a huge request regarding the LMP3 categories, and it was a great opportunity to open also this championship to the LMP3, which is very attractive.
Evidence of the success of the Le Mans Cup could be seen as last year's winners TF Sport, Ewan Hankey and Sally Yolek have gone on to become front-runners in the European Le Mans Series.
We used the Le Mans Cup as a place to go forward. We managed to win it and now we are here. I'm happy with the progress. It gave me a massive amount of experience and confidence to go into ELMS and in Le Mans 24 especially. So yeah, I'm really happy to have done that. It worked out really well.
The cars lined up for the first race of the season at Monza, it was already clear this would be a competitive campaign. The first pole went to Belgian Jean Glorieux in a Norma, Britain's Tony Wells second in a Ligier. At the first turn, the GT3 lead changed as the pole-sitting Lamborghini of Emanuele Busnelli was passed by Flick Haig in her Audi. It was a frantic start. The LMP3 car of Nathan Biel spun, and as the field tried to avoid him, Raymond Foss in the Mercedes picked up a puncture, spun and hit Mori Yashihara. The RLR team had opted to put their strongest driver in first, Alex Kapadia, carving through the pack, sued up into second. Having lost the lead in GT3, the class pole sitters were then forced to pit with a slow puncture, dropping Emanuele Busnelli to fourth. The race leaders were also in trouble. A mistake during the driver change earning them a drive-through penalty and dropping them out of contention. With 5 minutes to go, GT3 leader Joe Osborne was also forced to take a drive-through penalty, handing the class lead to Phil Keane in the Mercedes. After 2 tough hours, it was Colin Noble who came round first to the flag to claim the first win for himself and Tony Wells.
That's a good job, dude. Well done, buddy. Well done, mate. Well done.
After the opening encounter, Nielsen Racing led the championship battle.
That was absolutely amazing. It was such a good, I mean, it started so well with qualifying, and the start went okay, and you know, I sort of plodded around and tried not to lose too much time, and then obviously Colin just drove really well at the end. I mean, it was super, wasn't it? I mean, honestly, I was like so so tense until the drive-through, but still, amazing drive.
As the celebrations began, Lee Mole and Phil Keane took to the top step of the GT3 podium. In LMP3, DKR Engineering finished second. Their mistake in the pit stop had cost them a golden opportunity to win. Round 2 was the road to Le Mans. This year there'd be 2 races supporting the legendary 24-hour event. We decided to offer a second race slot for the weekend so that competitors can really enjoy themselves. There's a race on Thursday evening and one on Saturday morning. As at Monza, the Norma chassis claimed pole, with Alex Tyrrell taking the start for the first race at Le Mans. But it was Peter Cox who made the better getaway to grab the early lead. Alex Tyrrell soon fought back, but contact with another car ruined their race. And then it all got very busy during the pit stops. A mistake during the driver change cost the Ferrari and Maurizio Mediani the GT3 lead. The TF Sport Aston Martin was left out front. At the head of the pack in LMP3, the United Autosports car of Sean Rahal and John Falb headed to victory. The weekend had started well for the European Le Mans Series regulars. And as the teams took to the podium, it was time to let the champagne flow.
Unbelievable. You know, having a solid car and a solid team behind you. You know, Sean and I have been working really hard together for a long time, and I've just been able to, you know, get comfortable in the car and be able to push myself to get on the top step. It's definitely a dream.
For race 2, the DKR Engineering Norma was again on pole and hoping for a little more luck. Race 1 winners United Autosports started alongside. Disaster struck Flick Haig, who pulled into the pits before she'd even got to the start line. Jean Glorieux was pulling out a lead in the race until he spun. Luckily, he didn't hit the barriers, but the pursuing pack quickly swept by and Glorieux was down to 4th. The DKR Engineering car came very close to crashing in avoidance. The GT3 battle was close. Race 1 winners just holding off the Ferrari of Maurizio Mediani. The team was determined not to make the same mistake that had cost them the Race 1 win in the pit stops. At the front, Alex Toril was now in the number 3 Norma and quickly making up the lost ground. Before long, he passed Nicolas Mélin to take the lead. And Mélin was soon struggling to hang on to second as John Falb and John Ferrano piled on the pressure, eventually easing him down to 4th. Mélin tried to fight on, but spun out. GT3 leader Christoph Ullrich also spun. Having just taken the lead, the Aston Martin of Tom Jackson was promptly passed by Raymond Narac's Porsche. Colin Noble had been closing up on the race leaders in the 79 Nielsen Racing Ligier, but he pushed too hard and spun, just avoiding contact with the barriers. On the final lap, the GT3 leader was forced to take a drive-through penalty for a pit stop infringement, handing the advantage back to the Aston Martin of Tom Jackson and Ahmed Al-Harthi. At the flag, it was finally third time lucky for Alex Toril and Jean Glorieux. After 3 pole positions, DKR Engineering had turned their pace into a win at last.
It's incredible, it's amazing. Certainly after the problem on Thursday, and we missed the win because we were in the lead, but now it's I don't have any words. It's incredible, amazing, thanks.
The joy was clear to see on the faces of the DKR Engineering drivers. And in GT3 it was a double win for Ahmed Al-Harthi, Tom Jackson and TF Sport. Behind victorious DKR Engineering, Race 1 LMP3 winners United Autosports had another great race, claiming 2nd place. A big weekend for them at Le Mans. Next stop, the Red Bull Ring. Alvaro Fontes had claimed pole in Austria, just ahead of Jean Glorieux.
We have started the 2 hours of Red Bull Ring.
Fontes held position as the pack charged into the tight first corner. But it wouldn't be long before Glorieux spotted a gap and dived through into the lead. Soon, Anthony Wells seized his opportunity to steal second place from Fontes. Alain Costa was feeling the pressure from Alex Kapadia, and he spun out, allowing Kapadia through and bringing out a full course yellow as they cleared the car away.
Green, track is back to green.
At the restart, Tom Onslow-Cole grabbed the GT3 lead from the Lamborghini driver Emanuele Busnelli. Behind him, Flick Haig also tried a similar move. This time Busnelli was not asleep and managed to block the Audi driver's route. In the battle for fourth, Christoph Ulrich's Ferrari dived up the inside of Lee Moll's Mercedes. Tom Onslow-Cole left it as late as the team dared to pit before handing over the car, and that meant that Raymond Faust was going to have to defend his lead from the more experienced Fabio Bobini, now in the Lamborghini. But the battle never materialised. Faust was hit by Matthias Backer's LMP3 car, damaging the Mercedes and forcing Faust to retire as another full course yellow flew. All of which left the Lamborghini of Fabio Bobini firmly the leader in the GT3 class. After another dramatic 2-hour race, Jean Glorieux and Alex Tyrrell headed to their second win in a row in the Norma. But in GT3, they were ringing the changes. Ebimotors Lamborghini claimed their first win of the season.
Perfect race, perfect race. I did my stint very well. I mean, I didn't make many mistakes. I tried to keep the position. And then Fabio make a great job. And the car was perfect, thanks to the team. And I'm so happy.
At the Red Bull Ring, we finally saw another team deliver what they had promised in qualifying all season. While in LMP3, DKR Engineering was now definitely looking like the team that everyone had to beat. As the series moved on to Le Castellet in the south of France, we entered the second half of the season. The Lamborghini duo, Emanuele Busnelli and Fabio Bobini, were the leaders in the GT3 category, while in LMP3, Alex Tyrrell and Jean Glorieux were starting to pull away from the competition.
Started the race. We have started the race.
Championship leader Jean Glorieux was again on pole in France. He led the race into turn one as chaos broke out behind. A mistake by Raymond Vos in the Mercedes. He hit Eric de Doncker and Alex Kapadia. The field bunched up, delaying many others. With the cars stuck on track, the safety car was again scrambled to slow the race down. As the track went back to green, Adrien Keeler made a great start, passing Glorieux to take the lead. But the Norma driver quickly fought back, diving through to go in front at the chicane. Then Nathan Piel also attacked Adrien Keeler and quickly grabbed second spot. At the restart, there was also contact at the head of GT3. Stevie S clipping the Audi of Flick Haig into a spin, earning himself a drive-through penalty and costing him the class lead. As he left the pits, the other Lamborghini of Emanuele Busnelli came through to claim the GT3 advantage. At the pit stops, Jean Glorieux handed over to Alex Tyrrell with a comfortable lead. Cedric Mézard was now in the orange Lamborghini and starting to drop back as Phil Keane moved up to second place. In the final part of the race, Phil Keane was closing in on the GT3 leading Lamborghini of Fabio Bobini, but the Mercedes driver was rapidly running out of time. As the checkered flag fell in the south of France, it was win number 3 for Jean Glorieux, Alex Terrell and DKR Engineering. With 3 wins from 5 races, DKR was taking control of LMP3.
Very happy to be on the highest step of the podium again. We made no mistakes, car was very good, team did a perfect job. Alex, as always, perfect, very happy, delighted.
A second GT3 win for Ebimotors meant they were also starting to look strong in the championship. While in LMP3, DKR had now taken a commanding lead in the points. As the circus rolled into Belgium, there was a chance that the LMP3 championship could be sewn up at Spa.
Green flag, start of the formation lap. Green flag, start of the formation lap.
LMP3 points leaders DKR were on pole yet again. Jean Glorieux held the advantage into the hairpin at La Source for the first time, as rival Anthony Wells ran wide and dropped back. Once again, pro driver Alex Capadia started for RLR in the white and yellow Ligier, charging through the field of mostly AM rivals. The battle in GT3 was tight, the championship rivals side by side up the hill, Lee Moll squeezing the Mercedes into the lead. Jean Glorieux was pulling away in LMP3, but was the pressure of the championship battle getting to the team? First, Glorieux went too deep into Les Combes, losing time. Then, when he pitted and Alex Terrell got in, the DKR team struggled with the tyre change. More time lost. And after all that, they found themselves blocked in the pit lane. The mistakes cost them even more time and the race lead. Nevertheless, Alex Terrell managed to steady the ship and charge back to the front of the field. In GT3, the Mercedes was now in the hands of Dominic Baumann, who was pulling away to keep Lee Moll's title hopes alive. The GT3 points leading Lamborghini was soon under pressure from the Gulf Porsche. Fabio Bobini and Ben Barker raced hard and fast, door handle to door handle. But in the end, the Italian couldn't hold off the Brit. At the end of 2 hours, and despite their mid-race scare, Alex Terrell brought the DKR Engineering Norma around to claim victory, and most importantly for himself and Jean Glorieux, to take the 2017 Le Mans Cup LMP3 title.
Good job, mate. Thank you.
That win was the 4th for DKR, and it handed them the team's title as well. The GT3 win for Lee Moll was his first since Monza, keeping him in title contention. But the happiest people in Spa were the DKR Engineering crew.
It's an amazing day, cannot describe the feeling, it's so overwhelming, crazy. Alex did a great job, the team did a great job, we made no mistakes. So really, it's fantastic.
Now they had won the titles, it was time to celebrate. There was just one more race to go, Portimao in Portugal.
Green flag, start of the formation lap.
With the pressure off, champions DKR were out to take a final win. But it was Anthony Wells who made the best start, driving around the outside of Alex Terrell. It didn't take Terrell long to spot a gap and dive through to retake the lead. In GT3, the championship leaders were running clear out front, but a huge lock-up caught Emanuele Busnelli by surprise. A brake issue eventually caused his tyre to explode, ripping the front of the car apart and strewing debris across the track. It looked as if his championship dreams were now in tatters, the advantage firmly with Lee Mole in the Mercedes, even after Cedric Mézard went through to lead the race in his Lamborghini. At the midway point, the championship was going Lee Mole's way as he handed over to Phil Keane, especially as Ebimotors was ordered by the race director to repair the car before it went back out, dropping them even further behind. But the battle was not yet over. Phil Keane was starting to drop back, and soon Ben Barker's Porsche had eased him into third place. That now meant the Mercedes team were not going to score enough points, and the title advantage was swinging back to Ebimotors. But the balance changed again, as the Lamborghini of Stevie S suddenly dropped from first to third. The Mercedes was back up to second. The points were now equal. On a tiebreak, Lee Mole would be champion. And there was more concern for Ebimotors. The repairs to the car looked like they might not hold. Suddenly, there was yet another twist. The Lamborghini of Stevie S pitted with a mechanical problem. And while they were stationary, Fabio Bobini came through to move back up to fourth place. Just enough to put Ebimotors back ahead in the points. At the flag, the GT3 win went to the Gulf Porsche of Andrew Baker and Ben Barker. But after a nerve-wracking race, the championship would go to Ebimotors, Fabio Bobini and Emanuele Busnelli. After the race, Alex Terrell and Jean Glorieux were disqualified, handing the LMP3 win to the Motorsport 98 team. Andrew Baker and Ben Barker claimed the final GT3 win of the year in the Gulf Racing UK Porsche. Luckily for DKR, their disqualification didn't do too much damage. They'd already wrapped up the championship at Spa, sealing both the teams and drivers' titles. After a dramatic finale, the GT3 team's title went to Ebimotors by just 2 points. And the drivers' champions were Emanuele Busnelli and Fabio Bobini.
And I'm very emotional now. I can't believe it was crazy race with all the problems that we had. But I'm so happy for everyone, for the team, Ebimotors, Lamborghini. Thank you, everyone.
After a nail-biting season, there was time for teams and drivers to relax with the end-of-season gala at Portimao Congress Centre, to reminisce about some great battles before turning their minds to the 2018 Michelin Le Mans Cup and the opening race at Le Castellet on the 14th of April.